Check, 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 check. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? How's everybody doing? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. I've been continually playing with my settings when it comes to the stream, new mic, and a bunch of other shit. Dang. What's up, boys? Thanks for the subs. Appreciate the free Prime sub or subs you guys are putting on here. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I just became an affiliate, I guess. Whatever the hell that means. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, we got whiskey glasses, bro. Everybody have a good day today? I hope. I really wish chat would, it's so slow. Oh, damn, there's ads? Shit. I don't know what I'm doing, boys. I just, now, you guys that did sub, noticed that there is some whiskey glasses here. I mean, I did do that, right? Put some effort. You know, got on some random website, bought these like $5 badges. I uploaded them. I feel like that's impressive, right? As we keep doing this, I'll get better shit. But in the meantime, so yeah, nobody answered. How was everybody's day? We make green, make money. Yes, no. Did you take bad trades? Did you chase? Good. That's what's up. Dude, I'm on a fucking hot streak. I'll tell you that. Hopefully it keeps going. So I just got done with baseball at like 7:30. So I'm not as prepared as I usually will be. But in the meantime, we could still go over some stuff. So let's start with futures here. Oh, you got chopped the fuck up? Well, that's alright, dude. Alley bagged by a fib. Yeah, you got a bunch of bags because of fib is more like it. Yeah, you got chopped up. I mean, did you get chopped up this morning or at the top? You know? I mean, it really wasn't too much of a choppy day except for the morning and then a little bit in the afternoon. It was kind of like yesterday. Maybe that was 2 days ago. But, all right, we'll take a look at Tesla. So, morning, yeah. It happens. You just got to wash it and move on, man. So, let's take a look at futures. So, there's a reason why, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons why I wanted 439 today. So, we're looking at futures right now. 439's up in this area. Hey, appreciate the gifted sub. Thanks, Mark. So, one reason is we have the 61 up here. And let me pull it up on SPY. And sorry, dude, there's a lot of fibs because I was obviously using them to trade today. So let me get rid of some of these so we can clean this up a bit so you guys can see what the hell I'm talking about. So this blue 61 right here, look at that. Look at that dirty wick. We went bop just to test it. This is the 61 from 458 to 410. And look, we just came up here and bopped it. And then we went ahead and wicked down. Also, you can see we have this W pattern here, right? So we also have this trend line. Oops. My mouse pad. Whatever. My mouse doesn't like to work on my mouse pad. Weirdest thing. Alright, so this nice, big fucking trend line we've had. We had a little slippage right in here, right? But for the most part, we've respected this trend line really well. So we came out, tested the trend, tested the 61. We had a W pattern to get us up there. So we have a lot of reasons to retrace, right? Have a lot of reasons to go down tomorrow. Now, if we go down here, and let's go ahead and draw. Now, we're going to use futures for this because it's a little bit cleaner on the W. Because that, this wick right here, this is a signal. Or at least that's what I'm calling a signal. It's not a late print, and it's not a valid price action wick. So I really don't know what the hell it is. But it's something that I've been using to play off of so far, and it's been nice. So let's go to futures and use this. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw a fib from our C point to our D point. And this should be a W completion. So what we're looking for is a 38% retrace to start. Right? Right now we're basing on the 23. Let me get rid of these now because we really don't need them. So we're basically sitting here right on the 23. What I want to see, what we'll probably get tonight, is I'd actually like to see us go ahead and bounce and retest this 11 up here at 4386 or somewhere up here, and then go ahead and come down to the 38. My guess is we're going to open somewhere between 435 and 437 would be my assumption. All right. Now, to take it down further than that, what we're going to want to be looking for is a trend break. I guess technically we could draw it here. So, something, when I go to write my thesis tomorrow, this is something I'm going to be looking at. Where are we at with the 38? Where are we at with the trend line right here? Okay. No, 435 puts aren't screwed at all. I'm loaded short, but again, most of my stuff is in futures because I like having control of it overnight. So, the only thing I swung long-wise was AMD calls from yesterday. And then in my small account that I've started with $50 in there. I'm trying to see how far I can take it. I'm in SPY puts. So, but everything else, like in my main port, I'm just short futures. So anyways, expecting a pullback tomorrow because of this W, because of this trend line, because of the 61% rejection. And if this is actually a signal down here, which it might be, it might not, we could get all the way back down to 427. I don't think we're going to get the 441 because we've accomplished what I've wanted to accomplish. We got the trend test, we got the 61 test, kind of have this shitty M pattern up. And technically it would be a valid M since we got a 38% touch here, right, using these pink fibs. So it could have a little shitty cipher or just an M to take us down. But we should at least get a 38 pullback. And then we'll kind of reassess when we wake up to see what's going to happen tomorrow. So anyways, we're rolling through chat real quick. Let's see. Tesla. Oh, BAC banks, dude. Oh, we're going to talk about banks while I'm on here. We are definitely going to talk about banks. Because banks are very close to completing patterns on almost every stock that I went through today. So we'll go through that. So BAC, Wells Fargo, Citi, JPM are the four that I'm thinking of. I haven't really looked at Goldman Sachs. Thanks for the tier 1 subscribe, Marcus. All right, so let's take a look at Tesla for the old balloon man. Probably looking at Twitter hose right now. So, Tessie. Old Tessie. Tessie is still bearish. And here on the bigger time frame, we're kind of just in this downward channel right here. You do have like a little V pattern that's kind of popped up. But, and you have like a little, I'd say you have a bullish rectangle here, or pennant, whatever the hell you want to call it. Problem is, I don't think we're going to get much higher. We got the 38 here. We got the 88 here. We got the 50 here. And we got this trend line that we haven't broken through for a while. So what I would like to see, and I don't know if we're going to get it. Tesla's going to have to move without the market, or the market is just going to have to go. I would love it for it to come up and test this 38. I was kind of hoping we'd see it today with this push, but we got a pullback in the morning, which really kind of killed any of the momentum. We do have a little tweezer set up here. I mean, it's not a perfect tweezer, but it's kind of there. And we came up and retested this area again, and we kind of rejected here in after hours. But I would like us to see to go ahead and break this flag, rectangle, whatever the hell you want to call it, and test trend and wick up and get this 38. Kind of like how SPY wicked up and got that 61.8 today. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I want it to come up, test this, and reject. Now, if the market goes ahead and pushes through that 61 level, pushes through that trend line, then we start playing out the thesis of we're going up, right? But until then, be careful with all these stocks that mostly follow the market. Sometimes Tesla will run without the market, but it's not as often. It usually runs with the market, especially when the market is volatile. So that's kind of what I'm looking for Tesla. Pop and drop. And if we don't get the pop, then just drop. Caveat, it depends if the market's going to run or not. I don't think the market is going to run tomorrow. Let's see. Long at 430 or 3 and short. Are you talking about yesterday? Anexad, I think. Anexad. Answer that question for me in chat, and then I'll get back to that. We'll check BA. We'll go over banks here in a bit. Let's see. Since we're expecting this big pullback of SPY, what strike expiry puts would you recommend scaling into? Now, let's. Now the big pullback that I'm talking about, like the actual crash. This was not the crash. This is just a taster, right? The big pullback. I mean, we're probably gonna drop 100 points. 80 conservatively, I think we'll drop over 100. And let's be real. I mean, we just dropped, 70, right? From 480 to 410. So I'm expecting maybe another 30 points out of it, but we won't be as high as 480. I'd like to get into the 450s and 460s, ideally the 460s, and then see us go ahead and consolidate for a bit, sideways market for maybe a month or two, and then get a black swan event or some type of just earth-shattering news that just tanks the market and finally pops the bubble. It's really sad to really think about because a lot of people are going to get fucked. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, my thesis today. All right, let's go to that real quick and why those were my levels. Okay, I would have had these fibs because I just deleted them. Probably all the way to, oh wait, they're already there. All right, so let's see. We were sitting in here right when I wrote the thesis. So basically, we were testing this 38 right here. All right, so 430 was my short because this is a solid SR zone. It's also the 38. Usually if you get to the 61.8, reject, and break the 38, you're going to go see the 23 and most likely the 11. So that is why the 430 was my short. The reason why 433 was long was a combination of, it was because of the 61.8 right here, the 433.34. You can see in pre-market, we came up and we're just grinding against it. And we came down, right? So ultimately, we bounced off the 38, this pink 38, which was from 409 to 438, right? We came down and bounced. That's why I wanted the 427 zone yesterday. Right, down here, sorry. I wanted to bounce. And then we broke back through the 23 to go up to the 11 and then so on. As you can see, midday, we actually came down and tested the 23 again, and that's what we ripped off of. So the reason why this was the key area is because right here, and if you look left and look left even further, it was a solid SR zone. We also had a trend line here. So break trend, break this key fib. Should be a good long up, which it sure as fuck was. So that's why my levels were what they were today. Let's see. AMD. Do I see any upside on AMD? We'll talk about that here in a second. CLF. 450.02? I don't know, dude. I mean, talk to me when we break trend and break the 61.8 that we tapped today. Then I can tell you. Until then, I don't know. How do I not get faked out? Oh, I did get faked out, right? I bought. This was my first price target. I took some off, right? And then basically I just used VPA. We came down and we tested trend and tested the 63. So I actually re-added here. We hit my first price target again, right? And then we had this knife and then we hit my stop because we broke back into trend. After I saw his base on this 23, I went ahead and bought in here light. And then when we broke this level again, I went ahead and added. Hit my first price target again, hit my second price target. So I'm about 60% of my position out. We came back down and retested this level and retested trend. So I went ahead and added. It was a good add zone. And then I wrote it up. And then got up here to my second to last PT. 75% on my position, let the rest ride. I don't have a thesis yet for tomorrow. I do that in the morning. But guys, like on these levels, right? Key level, we break it. Okay, cool. Hit the first price target, take some off. At this point, you move your stop, you know, in this case, it should have been if we broke back down below trend. So there's really, and you had VWAP here, and it was the 38 off this move. There was 4 reasons for this stock to bounce right here. Sorry, let me get rid of this arrow. There was 4 or 5 reasons for us to bounce right here, right? So I actually added here. And then if you look on, you can't really see it on the 1 minute, on the 5 minute, or on the, sorry, you can't really see it on the 5 minute, but on the 1 minute you can. You see this nice M we have? This was a picture perfect bearish or bullish alt bat. All right. This is why I added light down here. We had an in pattern completion. We had a solid retest of the 23, which is more major level because it's off a bigger impulse. And then I went ahead and re-added my full position onto my small position when we broke back through my key level. So technically I did get faked out, right? But the problem is I persevere and I pay attention and I see I have an M here, which is a bullish pattern. I see I have a W here, right? Boom, 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 boom. So I know I'm going to get a pullback. We come back and pull back and get our retest. I re-enter some of I exited. And then I just sit, right? And I move my stop up because I've already got through 2 of my PTs. Am I holding my full position all the way up here at 439, even though I'm pretty vehement about it getting 439? No. Why would I do that? Why would I not take profit? Why would I not take profit at my levels? Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've been on a fucking heater, but I mean, what happens if I'm wrong? So, you just got to be steadfast, man. You know, you get chopped up. Okay, why'd you get chopped up? Well, you took the level break. Cool. You got the first PT. Awesome. You should have moved your stop up. Okay, we have this big ass knife. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, wait. That's an M pattern. M patterns are bullish. We're still holding trend, right? And this is the 23, which is a key level. Maybe I should look to enter here. And then we get our break back through. You enter. You take profit. You take profit. Okay, you come back down, retest, another strong zone. You can re-add if you want. Or you can just keep your same position because there's no reason to get out at this point. Now, if you break back below this, right, then yeah, there's a reason to get out, but you don't. You basically hold VWAP, hold trend, and hold the 61.8. And guys, I know that sounds like a lot easier to just mumble-jumble through. And it is harder than that, right? Because you really got to check your emotions, which is something I'm still working on. Do you think I trade my plan perfectly every single day? I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. Right? I've only had 9 months of real screen time. I don't count really the first 3 months because it was just playing Zach Morris plays, you know? Like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I really didn't really have a grasp on what I was doing, in my opinion, until about the past 4 months. Right? Yeah. It's true, Allie. I mean, fuck. I was like, oh, Zach Morris, the fucking sundial, let's go. AMC at $2? I mean, great call. Right? But I was just buying blindly, got lucky, and then kept buying the fucking dip, kept buying the dip when the penny market died, and I was, going from 4 to 130,000 in 3 months, not knowing what the fuck you're doing, and then like thinking you're big shit, and then the market, you get that market tuition. You get you get slapped in the face by Big Meat #Jimmy, like you get corked, man. It really fucks with your confidence. So if you guys are having trouble like playing what you're seeing, like if you're ever going like, fuck, why did I get out, or fuck, like why didn't I get in? Like, this was a picture perfect setup. We have a trend break, key level break. Play with smaller size. If you can't paper trade seriously, play with smaller size. Build that confidence. Because without confidence, it doesn't matter how good you are at TA. I can tell you that from experience. You gotta have some fucking douchey ego to you when you trade. It's gotta be controlled, right? But, like, you need some of that fucking fuck you in you. It's the best way I can explain it. Let's see. So we have CLF. We'll get the banks, promise. Let's go to CLF real quick. Cleveland Cliffs. Sounds like somewhere I might jump off if I get diagnosed with a, terrible disease. All right, guys, what do we see here? Just right off the bat, what do we got? Anybody. I know there's kind of a delay here, but like I should see like 10 answers with one singular letter. Yeah, there's one. All right, we got a nice big W. Okay, so let's draw a little fibbies. Let's see what kind of pattern we have. Technically, it's probably going to be a Gartley that is not a Gartley because it didn't complete in the right place. Yep. So 61.8. This would be 70, around 78 if I drew it out. This should be a Gartley. This should have reversed right here, right? Should have. This is where a Gartley completes. But we did not complete here, right? We're going up. Now, this is bearish in nature. When this pattern completes, it's going to retrace. I would say the most you're going to get out of it is 25.94. The most. And to your question, is it too late to play? Yeah, that's way too late to play. Actually, what you should be doing is looking for the short side. Let's go out to a bigger time frame. See what we got. Oh, God. Do we even have a bigger W on the daily? Yes, we do. Right? So we got a W here, and then look at this big-ass W. Right? So let's get the fibs on this. And this is why you guys need to zoom out, right? Now, sometimes I miss stuff like this because I don't take my own advice. I don't zoom all the way out. Well, don't be like me. Take my own, take my advice, just like I should take my own. So let's get our fibs here. Let's see where we're at. All right. Anybody guess what major fib we're running into here? 113 is a power completion for some patterns. It's definitely it's supposed to be a Gartley, but it's not a Gartley. So we're running up into the 23, and then on the 1 hour we have a big ass W. So what does that tell you guys? Most likely we're gonna retract from here. Like, we're not gonna get too much higher. We're gonna have a pullback first, right? And then maybe we can think about completing this W, because this W right here, technically not even valid because we only have an 11% retrace off of it. Because basically this used to be a penny stock, or it used to be a good stock, and then it went all the way down to $1.19. So we're probably not getting past this point right here at 25.16, which coincides with the 113 or close to it. So you should be looking to short. Yeah, we'll check out MU. All right, so yeah, CLF, way too late to play. probably going to see some rejection here. Now, long term, as long as the stock doesn't shit the bed or anything, I actually like it up higher. I think it should get back up to 40. Because we have this big ass M pattern right here that completed. So, and the 38's up there. But in the intermediate term, we're not going much further. MU. Alright. So, now that we're on the weekly of MU, is there anything? Might have a big ass M, maybe. Now we do have a nice little trend line here. Technically, it should be here. Not a great trend line, though. So we're just going to go here. And then we'll have a secondary. Got a little rising wedge. Alright, got a little channel. Technically a rising wedge on the weekly. Let's go out to the 4 hour. And we got kind of a W set up. And we have an M set up. So let me get rid of some of these trend lines. Now, I will say, MU had a pretty good amount of prints that came in yesterday at whatever they closed at. Well, let's go out to a smaller time frame. And so it closed at 86.76, and we are now trading 6 points above it. So that's kind of our over-under long term. We do have a W set up right here, right? So we should get a pullback, which it looks like we already started to get it. Actually, I kind of like this trend line better. No, I don't. Let's go here. So we got this M pattern set up. It's probably a butterfly based off how far we've pulled back here. So, and you were asking about a bat. Probably this right here, I'm assuming. So, let's see what our retrace is going to be. See the D leg. So we're at the 23 right now, right? So basically what you're going to be looking for is a 91.80 break and then a 90.44 price target, right? That's the first price target. Probably going to bounce off that 38. You also got the 200 here sitting right in that area. Now what you're going to want to see is you come back up and retest the 23 and reject it, and then finally break through the 38 and hopefully get to the 61 at 88.23. But it's a smaller pattern. There's not a lot of range. So, but I do kind of like this big M we have set up here. So, and that would complete probably some dare. It'd be the 127 to the 138 if this makes a bullish butterfly. So MU, I mean, the pattern looks like it's already completed. So I would just play it as an over-under with the fibs. And then obviously you can draw other fibs out. Let's see what we're doing here from. So yeah, we're at a pretty key level, right? We're back testing the 61.8 and the 23, which are literally right on top of each other. So if we bounce off this level, you can take it long, follow the fibs up. If we break through it, that should be good enough for us to come down here to the 90 to 90.50. So $1 to $1.50 point, or a point to a point and a half play with a potential for a 3-point play. Daily. Oh shit. Let's go to the daily real quick. But that's the short term. Oh yeah. Right? We got this big ass M set up. I mean, basically though, it may not even be a harmonic because it's basically just a straight double top. So, and then we kind of have this M inside of an M. Either way, on the daily, if you're playing this on the daily, you need to break trend and break the 38. I'll get rid of this projection. Let's go up from the pattern. Let's measure this out. Come on, Jake. Magnetize. There we go. Switch the colors. And we're basically we bounced off the 23, came up, broke through the 11. So right now, I mean, that's kind of a bullish signal, but it's kind of set up for a bearish pattern down because the C to D leg is forming here. So that was at 85, and this is at 91.87. That's a major area because this 11% is in this area too, right? At this, basically at this 92 flat. So that's a very strong area. You break 92, I like a short. Nancy, dude. Did you see what she was doing with her hands? She's a lizard, bro. Straight lizard. Wish the 69 cents. Blue man, you're always a dick. Don't lie. All right, anything else before we get into banks real quick? Oh, AMD. Yeah, let's get an AMD real quick. So this is what I want on AMD. I've posted in a couple areas in Dagger's chat, and I missed that too. Balloon Man. It's the same for a W. 38% is the first primary target, 61.8 is the secondary, 78.6 is the third. You're probably never getting higher than the 78.6 before you get a pullback to either create an ABCD down or a W. All right. So, AMD came down. So let's use the orange fibs, right? This is from the X to A retrace. So we came down, or came up, retested the 38 and the 61. 61 is off the B to C leg. Significant area, basically rejected it. Came down and tested the 23 and the 38. 38 off the C to D leg. 23 off the X to A leg and held. This is where I bought calls yesterday. Was in this area down here. Okay. I bought calls because I figured this would be a pretty significant area. We had broken back up over these fibs. And it's usually a decent signal that when you reject the 61.8, if you're going to continue long, you want it to be based on the 38 too. So did I know for a fact we were going to bounce? No, but I figured we had a good chance of it being a solid area. So it came up and we were testing this 50% fib. Kind of had a little trouble with it, but not really. It's mostly moving with the market. All right. This is what I want out of AMD long term. I want us back up to 144.38. Now, to do that, and hold on, let me fix this trend line. It's broken. Okay. So we really need to break this trend line to really play this pattern out. We need to get above 122, and we need to break trend. All right, if we have to do that, we could probably look, I say this tongue-in-cheek, probably look at a swing long. Okay. Now, if we come back up here and we reject this level again and reject trend, and we're probably going to have a failed pattern. So, this is kind of what I'm looking for AMD. Let's get to the banks. Let's start with Wells Fargo. Now, unfortunately, banks fucking bounced today and bounced significantly. I mean, we had a 3-point bounce on Wells Fargo. That is not good. So I kind of hope we get this pullback with SPY and we go ahead and get down here and get my price target. Let's draw a downtrend. Something like that. Okay. I want down here and down to 48.95, somewhere in this area. Now, there is a possibility that the algorithms played this pattern off here, which would give us a completion here. I could be wrong. Like, it could be drawn, maybe it should be drawn here. I personally don't think so. I think it should be here because I still consider this uptrend. But, you know, can't really predict where the algorithms start if there's two feasible areas. So we could have already completed the pattern, right? Which is a possibility. Or we have a little bit more to go. So right now, the way I'm playing Wells Fargo, I'm kind of playing it as an over-under, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to draw fibs from the C to the D. Kind of see where we're at. And right now we're on a solid area. Right here at a fib cluster in the low to mid 52s, and we're rejecting it. If we break trend and get the 38 and get above it, at that point, the pattern we know for a fact has been completed. There is no more downside. And then what we're looking for is maybe a slight push back up to the 50, a retrace, and either create a W or go down to an ABCD pattern. All right, so that's Wells Fargo. Let's go to Bank of America. They bounced too. Shocker, they did. Bank of America, I went down to there. And what's so dumb about this is I had all these drawn and didn't set my fucking alerts like always. And I missed a lot of the downside here after we broke trend. All right, Bank of America, not as much of a bounce. Do have a little double bottom going on here, though, on a bigger time frame. So same thing, we're holding trend. And we're above the 11 right now. So we may go touch the 23, but I really like it to come down just a little bit lower. Just 40.95, just 3 points from where it's, not even, basically 230 from where it's at. I'd like it to come down and complete this pattern. Now the problem with these fucking patterns is these can technically turn into sharks. So 78.6 is the first primary PT. And then if it turns into a shark, it can go anywhere from 88 to 100 or 113. Thanks for the subscription, Allie. So I really hope we get a little bit more downside out of banks. Mer puts. All right, let's go to JPM. All right, what do we have here? I got a nice little ABCD pattern, right? And this son of a bitch, I just need 4 more points out of it, all right? So basically kind of the same thing. Let me redraw these white fibs since we have a new low. Okay, let me just move them down. That's fine too. All right. And then let me move this back up. Come on, mouse. So we're above the 11, kind of like Bank of America. Right here is a solid resistance at 142.85. So, I mean, banks could push a little bit more, but I'd like to see a rejection off the 23s and then continuation of the downside to complete these patterns. But basically, all of these are close to completing very nice bullish patterns. So, you can kind of take a gamble here and be like, okay, we're done. Like, these patterns are going to fail. And I'm going to start loading into the bounce. But no, I'm of the idea of unless they get above the 38, I'm probably not taking them long just because all of them seem to have a little bit more to go on the downside to complete these patterns. You got an ad? Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm doing or what ads are. So I'll figure that out. Let's see. Any other charts or anything, questions, throw them in the chat right now. Someone said something about ads, ADS. Let's take a look. Okay. I don't know shit about this company. Let's see what we got here. So we're kind of grinding along the 38.2. We are technically below it. And we have this nice little downtrend. That's not a great trend line, Jake. This would be a better trend line. So, yeah, it looks like we came up and retested the 38 trend and the 200 and the 50 all in this fucking area. It looks like the 50 and the 200 have crossed, which Dagger loves to call a death cross. Yeah, I charted BAC. Where the hell were you, Balloon Man? What's up, Tweak? Darren? Yeah, I'll go over NIO as well. But for ADS, yes, I would agree that it looks like a short Let's go on to a smaller time frame. I mean, it's a slow ass moving stock though, so good luck. Yeah, I mean, you're basically just in this fucking channel, dude. Like, just ride the wave. You might get chopped up a bit. This is something I'd probably short equity in. Right? I don't know. I guess it's, it's something like that. Let's go to an even smaller time frame. Yeah, I mean, it does look like a short. It's in a downtrend. You're below the 38. I mean, I think it'd be a good equity swing. I mean, you could trade options on it, but I mean, without knowing much about the company or how it trades, I don't know how confident I am saying that. But everything about it does look bearish, so good find. I would play it short. Really, your entry should have been up here, though. So you're a little bit late to the game. So you may go red first, but as long as you don't break trend, I mean, you can kind of add into it. Now, what you don't want to see is get above this 38 and break trend. Then you need to get the fuck out, but looks like an okay chart. Looks okay for a short. Let's see. NIO, LMT. Yes, I traded BAC. Balloon. Yeah, did you win? Did you slide in successfully, Balloon Man? What did I just say? LMT, NIO. So I'll go over NIO real quick. And so NIO, here's what I want long-term out of it. So this is my bold call at the century. Called this at 30. I want NIO to 981, basically 10 flat. I don't know if we're going to get it, but with the market pull, we might. Like the actual crash. So with NIO, I mean, we're basically hovering around the 11% retrace off the bigger picture. We're still below it. And we rejected the 61.8 on the more intraday impulse. And we broke trend and retested trend. And we're in this never-ending downtrend from, I don't know, a while ago. And we broke out of this channel. All bad things. So there's really no reason to be bullish on this thing. I had somebody, there was something that came out like JPM downgraded them, and I had like 2 people comment that it was just fake news and it was just bears spreading FUD. But I didn't realize NIO had so many truthers. But I mean, it looks pretty bearish. I mean, you did bounce off the 38 though, off the 61.8 rejection. So if you do get through 22.15, you could take it for a scalp up to 23.12, and then maybe you'll come up and retest this trend line. But I don't know. It doesn't look super bearish or bullish. Really, it's just kind of over-under trade. They do have earnings coming up, it looks like. What day is that? 8th? That's next week. So that's kind of how I feel about NIO. Let's see here. LMT. Frickin' boner candles. Dang it. Fucking ripped since the last time I tried this. Almost got to the 200 extension. Let's see. Honestly, kind of ugly chart. Come on, mouse. Alright. That's a hell of a pull, too. So let's get another fib. Alright, so he came down and basically tested 38, right? Held it back over the 23, retesting the 11 here. I mean, basically you need to break the 11 here at 450.87, then take it up further. If you don't break the 11 and reject, you're most likely going to come back and see the 23. If you break the 38 at 428.93, this thing's done, and you're going to go down and see the 61 at 409.60. So it's kind of an over-under right now. I mean, right now you got to remain bullish on it. We got our first pullback, and now we're seeing if we can break the high and go up to the 113. 466.99 would be a good level for it. It's right there with the 2618 and also the 113, but I mean, I'd wait for the 11 break and base before you take a trade. On the short side, I'd wait for a 23 break. Or if you want to get risky, if you feel like it's rejecting the 11, you can enter there and then take profit of the 23 and follow the fibs down. What's up, Dagger? Dagger making a frickin' appearance. Now, Dagger, why isn't it Dagger Dicks? That's what I really want to know. INTC Moon Bitch. Well, let's see. Whoa. The hell is that? Big ass box truck backing up. Alright, INTC, as you can see, I charted this thing a while ago and haven't charted it since. So let's see what we got. So we'll go here to here. So guess what? We're right at the fucking 38. Shocker. Ripped up straight into it. Met with resistance. Did we break trend? It looks like we did. Yeah. Broke trend, retested it, which happens to be at the 23. This would have been a good entry spot if you'd missed the play. Now we're at the 38. So basically, if you're going to take this long, you need a base above 38. If it rejects the 38, then you can wait for it to break 23 to be safe. Or you can go ahead and be like, okay, cool, let's reject the 38 and try to take it down to the 23. If we do break above the 38, like the 52-54, long term. But this is a pretty significant area in this area. So, let's see what else we got. You could also have technically an M completion here, this janky ass M. And let's go out a little bit further real quick. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Not really. Yeah, not really. We will draw some fibs right here though, just out of curiosity. How'd you guys like the State of the Union yesterday? I can tell you, I mean, Biden did sound better than expected. He still says some really weird shit. I don't feel great about their economic plan at all. But, you know, did I just draw these the wrong way? Yeah, I don't want those. I would rather have these. Even though they're basically the same because it's a double bottom. So yeah, we're in a super serious area, right? We're at the 23 and the 38. They're basically on top of each other. Probably going to reject there unless it gets some more good news. What I'd like to see is a reject pullback back to the 23 base and then see if we can go ahead and get up past that to the 50 and then to the yellow 38. That would be my primary PT. You're probably not going higher than 52.88. Golden pocket? I don't even know what golden pocket is. I don't know if that means I'm dumb or if I'm just uneducated. I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't even know what that is. GLW gap filled 35. I'm not sure that's real news. No, okay. Maybe. Let's see. And then there's a couple tickers I want to go over real quick that got freaking just massive prints last night. And I haven't got a chance to look at the prints today yet. Yeah, I mean, if we reject this, 23. Now we have a W pattern here that completed. Let's see, hold on. And we bounced off the 50. We're coming up back to this level. Yeah, basically, yeah, I mean, if we reject this level right here, like 40 flat, I do like it down. And you could probably get your gap fill down here to 35.65. So basically what I'd be looking for is a clean rejection of this area. If we break back above it, then you're just going to kind of have to either just wait for a better short opportunity to prove that it's ready for a short, because it might come up and make an M pattern. You know, something like, wow. I wish I was drunk so I had a reason for why that was so bad. Whatever. Look like that. So, could it come up and make that, or it could just reject this area and keep coming down? So, if you get proof that it's going to reject that area, yeah, I do like it short. So, keep an eye on it. I'm actually just going to draw a shitty trend line here and put an alert on it. I don't know who I was talking to, but I don't do that enough when I do this. I don't put alerts on things that you guys find that I may like to play. So, let's see, 65 and 61.8. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'll take a look into it. I mean, I'm curious, but I haven't found a need for anything like that yet. Fan club medallions. Yeah, we're gonna have to make some cooler like firsts or whatever the hell that is. I'm gonna have to up my game on the Twitch emojis or whatever. Someone just needs to take over my Twitch stream and do it for me. GM? Oh yeah, and I want to go into those plays real quick before we get off. I mean, still on a downtrend, dude. So testing trend right now. Let me move these down. And then those are valid. So you basically hit the 113. Over here, you kind of have this big ass M pattern. So if we got to like a daily, I bet we can see it. Right? So we just had this nice M. And it looks like we've had a completion. This should be a... well, shit. Oh, wait. It's a fucking shark pattern. Maybe. But it looks like the shark pattern completed here at the 88. So it looks like the M already completed. So basically what we're looking for at this point is we're looking for a trend break and then a break of the 11 here at 4. Actually, let's just call it 47 flat. If you break that, you can take it to 49.33 followed by 51.39. And if you're lucky, 52.75. If you want to short it, I would just wait for it to break the low. Now, let's see if this could constitute a harmonic. I doubt it. Skirt. Could be. No, it's not. It's not. So, and we got the 38 right back up here. So, if you give, yeah, if you break 47.10, I like it long and hold it. Because you're going to break trend, break back above the 38, and you're going to break back the 11 on the way up. So you have 3 reasons to take it long as you break that area. It should be a really strong area. If you reject it, I mean, you can either follow trend down or wait for low a day break or the low to break and go ahead and take it down. Let's take a look at the old TSM. Oh, Jesus. Let's clean this up a bit, right? You know, let's just remove the drawings. Okay, you're just sitting, I mean, really you're range bound long term, right? You're just in a rectangle. Or it looks like you're back testing the rectangle now, actually. We'll take a closer look at that. Bitch. Okay. So we came down, tested the 38, which would be the new 38, because the old 38 would have been here. And that's, well, we still didn't grind on that, so never mind. So touch the 38, we're bouncing. Basically, if you break the 38, 105.93 should be a very nice short. And I mean an extremely nice short. Uh, and then if you want to take it long, now it looks like we may have completed a ABCD down. Let's take a look. Let's see if we have. Maybe I'm a liar, maybe I'm not. Bitch, that's not an ABCD. That is a harmonic pattern. And this would have to be like 2-0 something. No, we didn't. We didn't get down deep enough. So definitely not an ABCD. At least it's not complete yet. It's got to go down lower. So if you want to long it, you need to break trend basically. And even then, it's looking pretty bearish. Because you technically did finally break this area slightly. And now you're back above it. But like 105 break, short the fuck out of this. If you break trend, you can try to long it, I guess. I don't really like it long up here. Even though if you put it on like a weekly, I bet it looks good. Yeah, you kind of just got this big flag. So, but yeah, lean bearish with it. Let's see, cost. Costco. Costco. All right, hold on. Let me figure out where these fibs are even drawn from. Oh, a nice W pattern that completed up here earlier. Very nice, very nice. Let's get rid of these. Well, we'll just redraw it. Yeah, we got a W pattern that is testing the neckline, aka the B point, right? And boy, is this a gorgeous little pattern we have right here going into earnings. And I'm assuming we've broken trend, which we have. So this is looking pretty bullish. Now, the only issue, the only problem with this is this 61A right here. This is where a lot of patterns fail. So Costco, I mean, if I were going to play it, I would probably play it long, looking for 59 or 549.51. But we did reject the 61.8 here, which is also where basically this pattern set up. This is a Gartley, should complete at the 78. So, but it is a very nice pattern, I will say that. It's set up very well. And we had a nice M pattern on the way down. We had a nice little bat. Could have been a Gartley too, depending on probably a bat. Now, the only issue with the bat is that we don't usually just go straight up off of pattern completion. So let's draw, because this hasn't had a pullback. So let's draw our fibs on the retrace of the bat. And, I mean, we basically hit our fourth PT, which is the 100% retrace. The fifth PT is the 127.2, which matches up with the 78. But rarely, again, do stocks just go straight up. Especially off a retrace off a pattern, which we have this bearish bat pattern that it completed. So, it would make sense for it to get up here because this would be a very good resistance point, the 549.28. And at that point, it would be a beautiful short. Now, let's go back and see what they did on these other earnings. RIP, it looks like. Rip and drop, whatever the fuck that means. Neutral, looks like a drop. Looks like a rip wick, drop wick, and then pattern continued on this W. So I really don't know what it's going to do, to be honest. It could very well reject and come back down and test trend, or even better, come test this level at 507.83. But what I would prefer is let's go ahead and get up a little bit higher to 548.42 and just take the short. I will say rarely do stocks when it would just be so convenient for it to come up here so we could have a beautiful short and then a beautiful completion of the C to D leg. For whatever reason, they don't like to do that. And you'll get a fucking retrace before we get back up here to complete the pattern. But if I had to choose, I would be long biased because it makes more sense for us to come up here and then reject. Sure, yeah, they're gonna beat, and they kill earnings all the time. But as you guys know, just because you have good earnings doesn't mean that you're gonna go up, right? I think you guys have been trading long enough now and have been through enough earnings to know that just because you have good earnings don't mean shit. But it's definitely a better chance. All right. Questions, concerns. Also, the futures are bouncing like we just talked about. We are coming up to hopefully retest this 11. I will be watching this. If we reject these to 11, I will be looking to go ahead and add to my position short. How I've traded this so far, I basically got about half of my position up here. So I had orders at 398, 399 set, or no, my bad, 4398 flat, 4399.75, and then I had some all the way up here to about 4412. Yeah, 17, whatever it was. I don't remember. I'll have to go look. Right, how this was played. I took some at the 11, and I got a good amount out at the 23. My primary is the 38, so I'm out about 50% of my position right now. And there's our retest of the 11, just like I talked about at the fucking start of the stream. King me. Draw my fibs with the candles, the Hekanashi, because I don't use them. I don't need them. I like the data that regular candles provide. Crazy though that I said, hey, I want us to come up and retest the 11. Sure as shit, within the hour I've been streaming, that's exactly what we do. Told you, I'm on a fucking heater. One play I wanted to talk about. Is it this bitch? Yeah, it is this bitch. As you can see, here's my prediction. Let's go out to the daily. Alright, so I drew this yesterday, and if you guys were in chat, I was like, dude, we've got a fuck ton of prints. We have a fuck ton of prints. You see this big ass volume spike right here? 30 million shares came in this. This is a oil and gas play. Alright. What do we have right here? We have an M. What else do we have here? We have a W that's completing somewhere in this area. And I can tell you, I mean, they're probably not loading the fucking top to go higher. Considering this stock has literally had like 12 other prints since I've been tracking it in a year almost. If you guys don't have this on your watch list, put it on your watch list. 30 million shares is a fuck ton of money. It's almost $1 billion. That came on this stock that literally never gets prints. So something tells me, and so this is what I want. We'll see if we get it. All right. Basically, what I'm looking for to actually play this, make sure I draw this right, is I'm basically looking for us to either reject this 11, or if we get back above it, come back down and break through the 11, and then I'm going to go ahead and take my short on it. This needs to be in your watch list. Okay. The fuck else did I think this is the other one. Nope, that ain't it. How about MOH? Yes. Alright, this piece of shit. Look at this big ass candle right here. You see that? That was RRC. I'll put it in the chat here. Alright. This is another one. Look. 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 I mean, just look. We're back almost 5 years ago. We've never seen this kind of money come in this stock. Right? This is dark pool. They don't want us to see it. So the question is we've been in an uptrend for I don't know. Going on 5 years. Why the fuck are they loading this type of money up here at the top? That is a question I don't have an answer for. Now there's two things I can think of here. First reason, merger. Maybe there's a merger agreement, and that's going to drag the stock down most likely because they would be the ones to actually be buying somebody because, I mean, they're a $308 stock and have a big-ass market cap. And another one you'd have on your watch list. So, anytime serious money comes in, I pay attention to it. And this is, yeah, I use whales. So, which is all I need. I like how I can filter the premium. The stock is in MOH. Let me put that in there. MOH. So, I don't really know a lot about it. I mean, it's a healthcare stock, obviously. I did a little research last night. They had like a $110 million acquisition in fall last year. But I'm not really sure. I don't know. I don't know anything else about it. And it's really just kind of a grindy, like, stock always goes up type of thing. So, we do have a double top scenario here. We have a possible M forming right here. I mean, I would say on the daily, this is a pretty gnarly candle. And then we had a little W completion, then a bigger W completion. So, it does look like it can be short. So, closed at 308. I think the prints came in at... I think they came in at 308. So this was probably just a splash effect up. So, I mean, if we wanted to short this near term, we're kind of at the 23 basically, right on it. Oh, we're below it. So you could look to take this thing down to 300, followed by 286. But I don't know. I kind of want to do some more research before I get too gung-ho about playing this. But there's a fuck ton of money loaded in it. And anytime there's a fuck ton of money loaded in something, that means something's going on. And it also means I want to try to figure out what it is. God damn. That has to be IV, right? That can't be price action. I mean, I guess it did go up to 323, but I don't know anything about the premiums for that stock. You should look in that, Mark. So, and guys, dark pool flow is going to be pretty important. It's not important now because SPY is extremely volatile and everything follows it. So, like, it's not as important to know, like, what, you know, what institutions are loading into. But whenever we go back into a sideways market and we lose the volatility or we go into a bear market, it's going to be really important that you guys are staying up to date on prints. So, and that's actually going to be something I'm going to end up providing at some point. And we'll talk about that later. But is there any other questions, comments, concerns, slander, anything like that? Let's see. Someone did say Rivian. Let's take a look at it. Really, you're just in a gigantic bear flag is all Rivian is. Yeah, you're just in a rectangle. This reminds me of PayPal. PayPal did the same shit. I mean, you're basically range bound between 68.95 and 52.03. I'm probably not doing anything with it until I break that range. Or we can kind of just play the back and forth in it. But it's just a sideways chart. No, I like the downside mark. I think any sub does it, CeeLo. And something I'm going to offer, I'm going to start a Patreon, and I'm eventually going to move my SPY thesis in there, and also I'm going to offer basically anything I find unusual in the dark pool, I'm going to report every morning, and then also report like a theory on what those prints could be. So I'm still figuring all that shit out. And I'll let you guys know about it whenever I figure it out. But in the meantime, if you want to use whales, and the thing about Darkpool is it will be paid. Yes, it's not going to be free, but it's not going to be super expensive either. It'll be less than $1 a day. I think, and maybe even less. I haven't really thought about it that much on Loader. The problem running with on Twitter is Twitter's throttling my shit. Like when I post my thesis, like half the people don't get the alerts. Like 2 days, not today, but yesterday, no one got the alert. I only had 3 engagements, which I don't know. It's probably been 5 months, 6 months since I've had anything that low. So I'll let you guys know what that's gonna look like when I figure it out. Yeah, no, dude, I pop in Dagger's Telegram. Dagger's been great, so I'm not looking to, monetize in his channel necessarily. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know. I'm in the middle of fucking with it. My class does start on Monday of this week, so yeah. So class starts Monday this week. If you're interested, let me know. I think we got 10 people. I probably don't want any more than like 13, 14 max. So 6-month class, got that going. If you want one-to-ones, hit me up in the DMs. And really, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for checking in on the Twitch, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. And hope you guys fucking bank tomorrow. So let's hope we get this. Let's hope we get a little spy pull, and then we'll kind of reassess. Right. Intermediate term, I want to go up farther. Hey, thanks for the sub, Trader. Appreciate it. Yeah, if you guys have free Prime subs and you don't do anything with it, I mean, I'll take it. But all right, guys, have a good evening. If you have any questions or shit, throw them in the DMs. And let's fucking bank tomorrow. Talk to you guys later.